The proof that God was near you as a child is not hidden in your happiest memory. It is hidden in the one you have never told anyone. We search the wrong years, the good ones, the ones that photograph well, and not finding him there, we decide he was never there. Open Genesis chapter 28, verse 16. A runaway named Jacob wakes on the ground, a stone under his head, and what he says when he wakes has followed honest people ever since. Surely the Lord was in this place, and I was not aware of it. Tonight, 6 signs that he was in the room of your childhood long before you knew his name. Stay until the 6th sign. That one is for the person who recognizes the first 5 and whose life still has not turned. And if you have ever wondered whether he was there at all, write in the comments, he was in the room. Subscribe to Bible Refuge so this finds you on a night you need it. One honest word first. Some of these will describe almost anyone. That is not the test. The test is not whether you recognize the sign. It is whether it ever pointed you toward him or only ever pointed you back at yourself. Sign 1. There is one ordinary moment you have never been able to forget. You have a memory that makes no sense to keep. Nothing happened in it. A kitchen, a back step, a car ride home from somewhere forgettable. And it is still there in full color, while whole birthdays have gone dark. Researchers who study autobiographical memory notice the same pattern. The moments that survive longest are tied to who a person was quietly becoming. You did not keep that memory because it was happy. You kept it because something in you shifted in that room. Nothing changed for Jacob either. Same stone, same road, same trouble waiting. He simply noticed who had been there. Most people file it under coincidence and never ask it a question, so tonight, say it out loud. Name the room. Name your age. Ask him what he was doing there, but you remember something more clearly than that room. The feeling that you did not belong in it. Sign 2. You did not fit, and it cost you something. Even in a room full of people who know you, have you felt like you were watching through a window from outside? Most videos say that made you special. I want to say something more useful. It made you expensive. Researchers call it sensory processing sensitivity. Roughly 1 person in 5 is built this way, and the number holds steady across 19 countries. They carry more anxiety and more sadness. They also score higher on empathy, on fairness, on moral instinct. 1 in 5, not everyone. You were not imagining it. Scripture has a picture of him. When Samuel came to anoint a king, Jesse lined up his sons and left one in the field. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 11. There is still the youngest. He is tending the sheep. His own father did not think to call him in. So stop apologizing for feeling too much, and stop treating it as a sentence to be served alone. Because the child at the window always ends up asking a certain question, the kind adults avoid. Sign 3. You ask the question adults change the subject to avoid. Do you remember asking something real, watching a grown-up go quiet, then start talking about dinner? Maybe you asked where people go when they die, or why the world is the way it is, or whether anyone was actually listening. Developmental researchers find that children form a concept of death much earlier than adults assume, often by 5 or 6. Avoiding the conversation does not make the question disappear. The child looks elsewhere. There is a 12-year-old doing this in Luke, chapter 2. His parents lose him for 3 days and find him in the temple, listening and asking questions. When they scold him, he says, "Did you not know I had to be in my Father's house?" Nobody taught him that hunger. It was already in him. So find that question again. Write it in the words you used then, and bring it to him tonight. By its real name, stay with me. The next 3 are the ones almost nobody preaches. The 4th is for anyone who had no one. The 5th corrects something you may have been taught wrong your entire life. And the 6th is for the ones still waiting. If you are still here, subscribe to Bible Refuge and write it. He was in the room. Sign 4. Someone stood in a gap for you. And if nobody did, he stood in it himself. There may be a person whose importance you only understood years later. or there may be nobody at all. Both of you, stay with me. On the island of Kauai, researchers followed 698 children from birth for 40 years. Many were born into poverty and homes falling apart. 1/3 of the highest-risk children grew into capable, caring adults anyway. It came down to something smaller than money and simpler than talent. One steady adult who stayed. Paul writes to a young pastor in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 5. He names a grandmother, Lois, and a mother, Eunice. 2 women in a house. That was the whole strategy. So say that person's name out loud tonight, even if they are gone. And if you are sitting there knowing there was nobody, Psalm 27, verse 10, though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. That verse was written for you, but what about the years when nobody protected you at all? I have to say the next one carefully. Sign 5. He did not send the pain, but he was in the room when it happened. Something happened to you as a child that you have never once called by its right name. You have heard that God works all things together for good. Romans chapter 8. Read it slowly. It says he works within all things for good. It does not say he wrote them. James chapter 1 verse 13 closes it. God tempts no one. The person who hurt you was not running an errand for heaven. Researchers are arguing about this. For years, we were told that suffering reliably produces growth. A recent review in a clinical psychology journal found most of that growth is exaggerated. Pressing someone to find the lesson can crowd out the grief they need. Scripture never asks you to call your pain good. Open Genesis chapter 21. Hagar leaves her son in the wilderness to die and walks away so she will not watch. God does not explain it to her. He hears the boy crying. She had already found a name for him. You are the God who sees me. So stop forcing yourself to be thankful. Say the true thing. He was in the room. And if he was in that room, one sign is left for the person who recognized all 5 and whose life still has not turned. Sign 6, you are still here and you are still listening. This is the 6th sign, and it is the only one that matters if the first 5 hurt to hear. There is a woman in Luke chapter 2 verse 36, and almost nobody preaches her. Her name is Anna, widowed young, 84 years old. Luke says she never left the temple, worshiping night and day. Decades. No breakthrough story, no platform, nothing anyone would have called a testimony. Just an old woman who kept showing up. Then one ordinary morning, a poor couple walks in carrying a baby. And she's standing right there. She sees it. She did not see it because she was early. She saw it because she was still there. Those researchers on Kauai followed their children into middle age. They found the 3rd and 4th decades open door shut for years. Recovery came late for many. Late is not the same as never. Some gifts do not show up until later, gifts that were not in you before. That is usually how this works. Hear this gently. You may have already sentenced yourself. Too late, missed it, disqualified. You fell away and assumed the door shut behind you. It did not. So do not sit tonight counting how long you have waited. Do one thing instead. Stay one more day. So look back with me. 1. The memory you could never put down. 2. Not fitting and what it cost you. 3. The question the adults avoided. 4. Someone in the gap, or him. 5. He did not send it. He was there. 6. You are still here, still listening. All this time you looked back at that room believing you were alone in it. You were not. And the room you are sitting in tonight is the same room. You do not feel him. Neither did Jacob until the morning he said it out loud. 2 honest words before I go. Seeing yourself in a list does not make you chosen. And what was done to you was not his idea. Do not carry that. And if the weight tonight is more than you should carry alone, please talk to a real person. In the United States, you can call or text 988 any hour. That is not weak faith. That is wisdom. Write it in the comments. He was in the room. Subscribe to Bible Refuge and share this with someone who has spent a whole life believing nobody was there, because he was. And he still is.